Hello everyone. In the last video, we discussed the transformations of the independent variable. Up till now, we have discussed how the individual transformations can be applied on continuous time signals or discrete time signals, or the combination of transformations can be applied on independent variable. Now, we move to the next is transformation on the dependent variable. Now, what do we mean by dependent variable? Dependent variable means the magnitude or the amplitude of the signal. Like in the first, we have defined that signal y may be defined as the function of independent variable time t. So this is the independent variable t, and the dependent is that it is depending on this time t. That at particular time, what would be the value of y? What would be the magnitude or the amplitude of y? So that is called as the dependent variable. So sometimes in the certain books it is said as that transformation of dependent variable is the how the amplitude of any signal gets affected. So that is another way of calling that. So there are again three type of transformations in this. Number one, amplitude scaling. Number two is the process, or sometimes it is called as transformation, sometimes it is called as the process of signal addition. And number three is signal multiplication. So when we add two or more than two signals, and when we multiply two or more than two signals, that is this second and third. So let us take this one by one. First, amplitude scaling. Amplitude scaling means that the amplitude of the signal is being scaled. It can be scaled up or scaled down. Scaled up means that the magnitude of the signal is increased, and scaled down means the magnitude of the signal is decreased. And this amplitude scaling does happen at every instant of time. Whenever we talk about the transformation of dependent variable, remember one point, that it happens at all the instants of time. There is no change in the time domain axis, but that at every instant the same type of transformation will happen on the magnitude. Like if we take a signal is xt, now we want 2 of xt. That is, we multiply this signal by some constant. That constant may be greater than 1, may be less than 1. So what will happen, that every instant of this time, whether it is 0, whether it is 0.5, whether it is 1, 1.2, 1.5, 2, or any instant, at everywhere, whatsoever is the magnitude, it will get multiplied by this constant 2. So it means the new signal will be like this. So everywhere, this one has been multiplied from 0 to 1 by 2, so it becomes 2. Earlier it was constant 1, now it becomes constant 2. Likewise, this becomes 4. Again 2. So the signal shape remains same, signal range remains same. That is, it was initially from 0 to 3. Here also it remains 0 to 3. There is no change on this horizontal axis. Neither signal gets shifted right or left, or neither it gets compressed or expanded. Only changes in this y-axis, the magnitude. So that is what happens. So be careful. 2xt and x of 2t. These two are different things. This is transformation on independent variable, x of 2t. Here the signal will get compressed because a is greater than 1, as we discussed in the last video. But here the signal will not neither compress nor expand, but its magnitude will get multiplied by. So same way it can be 1 by 2 xt, then this magnitude will get half. So 1 will become 0.5, 2 will become 1, like that. It can be on at any, but it will be at every instant of time. This is for continuous time signal. Same way, if we have discrete time signal xn, suppose it is like this, or -1, 0, 2, -3 and 5. Now we want to obtain 2 of xn. Here we can assume this is 0 point. So 2 of xn means this each instant magnitude will be multiplied by 2. So this will become -2. 0 into 2 will remain 2, 4, -6, 10. And the instant, 0 instant will remain at the same point. So that is how this happens in case of amplitude scaling in case of discrete time signals. Clear? So that is the amplitude scaling transformation on dependent variable, whether it is discrete time or continuous time. Now next we move to addition of signal. Addition of signal means we have two signals, x1t and x2t. We want a third signal, x3t, which is addition of these two signals. Now here what will happen, that these two signals will be getting added up at every instant of time. The magnitude of these two signals will get added up and we will get some new signal. So it is not necessary that the two signal has to be specified at the same range. It might be x1t is defined from 0 to 2 and x2t is defined from -1 to 3. It can be like that. Like, let us take an example. Suppose this is x1t and this is x2. So when we want x3t, what will happen? We will check from -infinity to +infinity and add their corresponding amplitude. Like if we see from -infinity, if we start to up to -1, both the signals are 0. So 0 plus 0 will give us 0. So if we sketch the new signal, I think this is going out of focus. So let us rub this and make it at the top. Zero. Right? So let us make this t. What we are trying to make this signal as x3t which is sum of these two signals. So from -infinity to -1 both are 0. So up to -1 this signal will remain 0. From -1 to 0 this is -1, this is 0. So 0 plus -1 will be -1. From 0 to 1 this is -1, this is 1. So 1 plus -1 will become 0. And from 1 to 2 this is 1, this is also 1. So 1 plus 1 will become 2. right? And from 2 to infinity, both are 0, so 0 plus 0 will be 0. So this is the new signal. This is the addition of these two. So at every place, the signal magnitude gets added. Whether the signal is defined, one signal is defined and another is not defined, doesn't matter. This is, it means is not defined means we are taking it as 0, and this is -1, and then we will add. Right? This is, I have taken an example of constant. It is not necessary. Suppose I change this signal x to t, x1 t, let us keep this. It is like, now we want to add these two. What will happen? From minus infinity to 0, both are 0, so it will remain 0. From 0 to 1 or 2, this is linearly increasing and this is some constant 1. So it means at every place of this, a constant 1 will be added or this will get shifted up. So it will be like this. At 1, instead of this 1, it will be 2. At 0, in place of 0, it will be 1. At 2, this will become 3. So like this happens. This you have studied in case of first year. If you remember that, the DC shift. But it is just a DC shift. This we can view as a DC, this you can view as. But here, after 2, what will happen? This is after 2. So this signal, after 2, we will add only 0. So what will happen? It will look like this. Because at 2, there is a 2 values are coming because of the transition of this 1 to 0. So at one point we are getting it as 2 plus 1, 3, and at the same time it is changing to 2 plus 0, 2. It will come back at 2, and after that, because it will see 2.1, it will be 2.1. If you see 3, it will be again 3. Because at 3, what is adding is 0. So that will be the new signal. So this thing is very important that we have to check at every point. So up to infinity, this will go like this. Because this is going up to infinity. It is not stopping at this. If it would have been up to this only, up to 2 only, then this signal would have also stopped at this. But now, because it is continuing, this is 0, so we will continue this also. So this is 0 plus this. So that is a signal addition, how that takes place in case of continuous time signal at every instant. Same thing is applicable in discrete time. Let us take that example now. Suppose you have this x1n and x2n is one, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we want addition of two signals. X3n is x1n plus x2. What will happen? This will add up at each instant. So this, again, you have to see carefully. What is this instant? N equal to 0. And this n equal to 0 is at this place. This is for -1, -2. Here it is not defined at -1, -2. It means here its value from -1 to -2 is 0. So when you add up, it will become 2 plus 0, 0, 2, 3 plus 0, 3, then -1 plus 1, 0, 3 plus 4, 7, 4 plus 5, 9, 5 plus 3, 8, and 6 plus 0. Here it is not there, so 6. And the 0 where point is when initially it was at same place. So that would be the addition of these two signals. So that important point is that it is adding up at every instant. That is very important, right? So whether it is continuous time or discrete time. Now, that is the addition of two signals. Next is multiplication of two signals. Next transformation is multiplication of two signals. Suppose we have two signals, x1t and x2. Here, the multiplication, we are putting up the sign drop. Remember that. I am not putting the sign asterisk because we will discuss this in the later videos that this is representing in signal system for convolution, and that has a different meaning. So that we will take up later on. But here it is simply the multiplication of two signals, and we want x. So it is similar to addition. The only thing is where at every instant the amplitude was getting added up, here it will get multiplied. Like the last example which we had took for addition. So if we multiply these two, from minus infinity to 0, again both are 0, so 0 into 0 will be 0. So it will remain 0, x3t. From 0 to 2, this is 1. This is linearly increasing. So 1 into everything will remain the same. So it will be there. From 0 to 2, we will get and from 2 onwards, this is 0, this is increasing. So 0 into magnitude at any, whatsoever is the magnitude, will be 0. So we will get only this. So that is the multiplication at every, right? So this is again very useful. Whenever we want to take the sample of the signal, we have multiplied it with some constant like 1 from particular duration. We have taken the sample whatsoever it is coming up. Right? So that is that multiplication of two signal in continuous time. If we take discrete time, this is the two signals. Now what would be x3 and multiplying at every instant? This is at minus 1. At minus 1 magnitude is minus 1, but at this minus 1 magnitude is 0. At 0 this is 0, this is also 0. So 0 into 0 is 0. At 1, 3 into 4, 12. At 2, 4 into 2, 8. At 3, minus 2 into 3, minus. So that will be. So this is how the amplitude of the signal gets transformed or changed, whether when we do add the two signals or multiply the two signals or multiply the signal by some constant that might be greater than 1 or less than 1. That is another name is called as amplitude scaling. So this is how the transformations on the dependent variable is being applied. So we will stop over here. In the next video, we will discuss some of the standard signals. Thank you.